What's up, guys? Rob and Melissa here with Flip Market Flipper.
Hey guys, we're just having some tech issues. We're trying a new software and then my computer went dead, and so we're waiting for it to reboot. We should be live. So let us know if you can see us
And hear us okay.
And hear us okay.
Sound check.
Let us know. We can see your comments. Okay, I think we have a couple people that are on.
Sweet.
So yeah, let us see your comments and make sure that we're on. I'm going to check it on my phone too, just to make sure. Gotta love technology. Also, with so many people logging on lately, it's been really crazy.
Yeah.
So hold on, just bear with us for 1 minute, just to make sure that yes, I can hear you,
Awesome.
see and hear you. Perfect.
That's
All
YouTube
right.
and Facebook. Yeah, like Melissa said, this is our first time ever doing this software to be able to do YouTube and Facebook at the same time. So please excuse our screw up.
Okay, but we're good. I think we're good.
Cool.
All right. Yep, we got comments on. Okay, YouTube and Facebook. Awesome.
Sweet.
Perfect. All right.
Let's jump in, guys.
Let's dive in. Awesome, guys.
So sweet. We're going to give you guys, Melissa and I just came up with this. Was it last night or on Saturday night? I think last night.
What day is today? They all run together.
Monday. When you're in quarantine at the house, everything seems like it's the same day. So I think we came up with this idea that we wanted to throughout the training to help people. On yesterday we did, and then we put out the post last night. So but guys, this check it out. This is just a basic training. It will work for anybody who implements it. It's just a basic training on what to do. Hey, Rox, get back in bed, please. Sorry, our daughter's jumping up. So
kids have been staying up later. So.
Yeah. But that's all it is. We're giving you guys 5 steps. We're breaking it down to 5 steps as easy as you can get to be able to implement this stuff and to be able to make some money. I know either you guys might have been laid off, you might have lost a job, a family member, some friends. You guys might know somebody. We definitely do. We know people. We know family and friends who have lost their job who need to make some extra money. This will allow you guys to do this. Not only will it allow you to make money, this week, it will allow you to make money for the weeks and months to come if you choose to live into these 5 steps that we're giving you. So it will be amazing for you guys if you choose to implement it and live into it for sure. So
and once we can actually get out and source, then it even opens up even more doors. So we'll talk about that a little bit. But we'll kind of go over the overview of what we're going to do for the next 30 days. And then we'll dive into kind of the first part of it tonight. And well,
even before we jump into that, guys, you guys might be saying, will this stuff really work? And Melissa and I have been preaching this for the last 5 years since we've been teaching people how to flip stuff. That what we do, flipping stuff, will work in a recession. We're in something crazier than a recession right now, guys. It's insane.
It's just so unknown. Nobody knows.
It is.
When is it going to end?
Yeah, and job loss. I mean, businesses on the brink of you don't know what's going to happen. So, but this will work. A week and a half ago, Melissa, if you guys know us, we've done a couple posts a week and a half ago, or right when they did the first lockdown. Well, down in Florida, they did the first lockdown. Melissa and I in 3 days made like $8,000 off of our sales on eBay.
Our inventory we already had, but just started selling.
And not crazy stuff, guys. Don't get me wrong. We're not selling hand sanitizer and toilet paper. We're not doing that. We're selling just the normal stuff that we do, the stuff that we find deals on a daily basis or a weekly basis. That's what we're selling. That's the inventory that we're actually moving. So the potential is endless out there. Just last night, we sold 2 more items, a stroller and a exercise machine. Actually, I don't know if it's an exercise machine.
It's like a piece of equipment for a bike, it's a bike trainer.
Yeah,
so you can use your bike in the house.
Anyways, we sold 2 of those. We sold those 2 things last night for a total of $460. So this stuff is working. People will be buying this stuff for the next months to come. People that are stuck at home, people who still have an income, they want to start exercising at home.
It says it comes huge right now.
It is, and we're just in a whole different place right now. And these, like I said, these tips that we're giving you guys will absolutely work for the next months and years to come. I've been flipping for over 20 years. Melissa and I started teaching it 5 years ago. We have tons of people that are constantly on a daily basis selling stuff. They're involved in our private Facebook group. This stuff will work if you guys implement it. If you live into it, then you can make some money right away. So
Shannon said I need to get my stuff on eBay and just jump in with it.
That's it.
That's a huge part of it. And eBay is really what we make 85% of our sales on eBay. And because so many people can see it, and right now so many people are stuck at home and they're shopping online. They're buying from eBay or Amazon.
Yeah.
I mean, even now, like we definitely like buy on Amazon, but I always check both places and we buy on both like pretty equally. Amazon and eBay, and right now, like, it's huge. So I mean, obviously we've sold stuff, but I mean, I'm buying stuff too. I think I made like 5 orders just this week on eBay. So just stuff that maybe, I would normally buy or whatever, but I'm buying it there instead of going to the store. So, and from other resellers. So, so yeah, it's definitely, and we know that is an obstacle for a lot of people. eBay can definitely be a block. So we're going to talk through that a little bit too.
So, for sure. Cool. Well, let's do the overlay of the next 30 days. We want to give you guys the 5 steps that we are going to lean into each training that we do. And we want to go through those first, and then every week we'll actually lean into it a little bit more. We want you guys to comment on our page. Let us know any questions that you guys have going through this, any obstacles that you guys have. We're here to help. We want to do this training to be able to help people make an income off of this. Like I said, people are at home, they have extra time. Lean in and learn some of these skills. They will be able to make you some money right now. Like I said, especially at your house. That's what our goal is, to be able to get you some money from your house right now. And like I said, that's why we put this whole thing together. So cool. So jump into it.
Yeah, I was just reading some of the things. Yeah, I'm trying to.
I'll let you
this is a whole new thing for us. So I'm trying to read both of the comments.
Cool.
So, awesome. Let's see, because somebody asked a question too. We'll dive into some of this too. Is there a marketplace for an older model stationary bike? Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes. eBay. I mean, we sell some older bikes on eBay. They're called Schwinn Airdynes. People in our group sell them. I have 2-3 of them in my storage right now that I need to get posted, but it's a Schwinn Airdyne, probably from the 80s, and those things still sell like hotcakes. Nordic Tracks. Yeah, they're
they're not bikes, but they're old.
They are. They are, and they still are in demand on eBay. So people are buying them. So we'll give you a little background real quick, guys. Why we sell on eBay? 80 to 90% of our stuff goes on eBay. eBay is a hodgepodge of, you're dealing with over 182 million registered users. Your local areas offer up Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace. All those are restricted to anywhere from 40 to 60,000 people who are on that marketplace in your local area. So that's why we choose to sell on eBay. eBay, you'll reach so many more people. Now you have all those registered users. They might not all be looking for your specific item that you're selling, but chances are, instead of having 1 or 2 people out of 40 to 60,000 people that are looking for that item, you might have 100 or 200 people looking for that item, which means you can ask more money for what it's worth. Now, we are not price gougers. Don't get me wrong. Most of our stuff we sell for probably 50% under retail, and we make our money on the buy. So we get great deals on these items. We put them on for 50% lower than retail on eBay, but we make more money because we're getting it to a bigger audience. So yes, that is why we do eBay. We sell anything and everything on eBay. We're not particular to anything, except for we don't do like knockoff stuff on China. New stuff. We don't use the best.
We don't sell hardly any new stuff unless we buy it like from the flea market, new in a package or something. But for the most part, we sell all used stuff. So we'll jump into it. But some of these questions are good.
Cool.
Will we need to join your flipping course to use this method?
Absolutely not.
No. We have that for everybody. Like that is a great resource, but we saw the need right now because of everything that's going on. That's kind of why this was last minute decision. And just this weekend, we're like, we really need to do something to help people. So we just like, let's give them great information. They can go run with it today and go make some money. So
like I said, these are basic steps. This is not rocket science. We're going to give you the basic steps, and we're going to give you the support to be able to make this money through the next 30 days. If it's something that you enjoy and you really start making money at it and you like it and you want to step it to the next level, you can jump into Flipper University. That's up to you. You don't have to do that. You can do exactly what we're teaching you for the next months, years to come. You can still make money just like this. So no, you do not have to step in. That's not what we're trying to do. We're just trying to help people make money right now because we know a lot of people are helping. So these are the tactics that we use on a daily basis that you'll be able to use and be able to create an income from it. So.
All right, we're getting lots of questions. Should we jump into the first part of it and then we'll come back to questions? Yeah, let's come back to questions in a few minutes. I'll let Melissa go down them. I can't read fast enough to go to those questions, so Melissa will repeat them and I'll jump in on. So anyways, the 5 steps, guys, check it out. We broke this into 5 steps. Now, how we're going to train this or how we're going to teach this to you guys is the first step is just taking, and remember, we're doing this at the house. Now, the first step is sourcing. We can't really source right now. A lot of people can't go to thrift stores. They can't go to flea markets. All that stuff is closed down all over the country. So probably even all over the world. But so we can't do that. So what we want you guys to do is go in your house and look for things in your house that you have not used in 6 months to a year that you can do without. You bought it. You thought you were going to use it. Example, treadmill, exercise bike. Definitely, if you have exercise equipment you're not using it.
Yeah. Clothes. You bought clothes that you thought you'd fit into. It's been in your closet for over a year. Name brand clothes,
brand
shoes,
names or everything.
Yeah, your garage, anything. It's pretty much a decluttering exercise. Get rid of that stuff that is in your house, cluttering stuff up that you thought you would use and you have not used in the last. We're not saying stuff that you will use. We're not saying that. The stuff that you're not using right now that you thought you would, we're going to declutter that and we're going to turn that into cash.
And so anything that, just to add in, any activities, any board games, any outdoor activities for kids, like those are big too right
game
now.
Consoles.
People really, like, they're trying to get their kids doing something, anything active, anything that will just entertain them. Entertainment is huge right now. So anything that you have, you might be using it right now, but if you're not and you haven't used it, then
just take inventory of what is the stuff that you have not used in a year and you thought you would. Go in your pantry. Melissa laughs. I say we sold a bread maker when we did this.
This last challenge we did.
A bread maker, a dehydrator, maybe a mixer, a food processor, something that has been in your pantry for a long time and you have not used. Chances are it might be an expensive piece of equipment.
Kitchen gadgets, and more people are cooking now too.
They are. Stuff that you have not used, that's what we want you guys to take inventory of that you can turn around right now and make cash on. So that's step number one, is going to be sourcing. The second step is actually cleaning up the item. Chances are, if it has not been used in the last year,
a little dusty.
That's it. In the 6, 8 months to a year, if it has not been used, it could have some dust on it. It could have some cobwebs, whatever it is. If it's in the closet, it could smell a little stale, whatever it is. Throw it in. If it's a shirt, if it's a name brand shirt, throw it into the washer. Get it washed, get it cleaned, get it ready for pictures, which is step 3. We need some good pictures. Melissa is amazing at pictures, so I'm going to let her tell you some great things to think about when you're getting ready for those pictures.
I'm not a photographer. I'm not amazing, but I do take sometimes better pictures than them. But yeah, just a nice clean background. No clutter in the background. If you've ever scrolled through like OfferUp and Facebook and you see pictures and you can see the item and then you see just stuff around it everywhere, usually get good.
Yeah, exactly. That turns buyers off. So you do not want to be that seller. You want to make sure that you do not have clutter in the background.
Yeah. But so just, we use our phones still. Like, we do this for a living and we still use our phones. We don't have a fancy camera.
We don't even have the newest phones. We just have iPhones that are probably 2 years, 3 years old.
Yeah.
I don't even know what version they are.
I think yours is an 8.
Yeah.
Mine's a 10.
Mine still has a button on it, the iPhone with a button. So I'm not using the newest phone, but still it works perfectly fine for business. It works great for what we're doing.
They don't have to be perfect. So, and I actually, as an eBay buyer, I prefer the listings that don't have like the super professional, like, I don't like stock photos. If I know I'm buying something used, I don't want to see a stock photo. I want to see the actual image. What am I getting? So, and that's a lot of people out there too are like that. So if you're not selling a new item, it really needs to be the picture of the item. So yeah, just taking good pictures, no pets in the picture. So not, if you're selling furniture, definitely no pets. I've seen pictures of, cats sitting on a bed or whatever, and they're selling it. You don't want to do that. People don't really like the pet hair.
That's it. So clean, good pictures. That's step number 3. Step number 4 is listing the item. Now, we told you what we like to do. What we sell most of our inventory on is eBay. That might overwhelm you right now. You do not have to do eBay. You can do Facebook Marketplace. You can do OfferUp. You can do Craigslist. You can do all those other avenues, and you will be able to move stuff quick. But you might not make as much as you can make on eBay, but that's okay. The name of the game right now is getting rid of stuff quick that you're not using.
And making extra cash.
It is. We want to make that cash right now because some people are hurting, and we know that. So that's where you want to list it. Facebook Marketplace, OfferUp, Craigslist. We multiple list sometimes, sir. Is that what it's called? Multiple?
Cross-post.
Thank you. Cross-post sometimes. So we'll post it in all of these categories, whichever one it sells on first, then we'll go in and delete it off the other category. So you can do that as well. But that is step number 4, is the actual listing portion of it. When you have good pictures, you have your item, you have good pictures, and it's clean, it's ready to go, then you want to list it. And then step number 5 is fulfillment. That's where you are going to. Now, this is where it can get tricky where we're at. You might have to do a porch pickup. Meet in a public place. We're supposed to stay 6 foot away from anybody that we meet up with.
This has a can of Lysol, spray the item down that you buy or that you sell.
But this has not stopped. I mean, I just went and looked at a boat lift yesterday, and this is not stopping buyers. This is not stopping me from sourcing right now. I will go out and source stuff, and I'm just careful. I wash my hands. Yeah, we have Lysol that we Lysol. I wash my hands. I can't tell you how many times a day we do that. We stay away from people. We're not up and close to people. So that's it. We're just taking precautionary stuff to be able to do what we do. But still, there are people out there buying and selling items right now. So that is step number 5, is fulfillment. That's what you're going to do.
Shipping. So now, like that was
eBay shipping,
pickup or shipping.
That's
You're
it.
going to sell it on eBay or Mercari. So yeah.
That's it. So you want to, wherever you're selling at, eBay and Mercari, definitely are shipping. You box your item up and you get it shipped out. If you're doing it locally, you can do porch pickup, sit inside your house, watch the people come and pick up the item, put the money underneath the mat, do that kind of stuff. You can do that. Whatever you're fancy to, whatever whatever your preference is, you can go ahead and do that. So,
and yeah, I mean, shipping, you're not touching you're not going in anywhere except for the post office. So you're still pretty safe there too. So just take precautions, obviously.
Yep.
But yeah, and the shipping part does scare people too. And so we're going to talk a little bit about that in the next couple weeks, or the next 30 days. So, but we wanted to really touch on finding stuff right now and sourcing tonight. And we already have a lot of questions to go through too. So we'll get to those in just a minute. But yeah, so really finding stuff. For tonight, we really wanted you to go and find 5 items that you can go and get ready to list. So, and if you're already a veteran flipper, you're already doing this, up that, make it 10. Like, get those things listed, at least a listing a day, if not 2, because right now is a time to list for sure. So if you've been doing this for a while, you get that death pile listed.
That's it. You probably have that pile. You have that. I have that stack in my storage that I can go through and find stuff and do it. So definitely, that's what we want you guys to do. So
Lisa said, since we have to stay away from people, is it a good idea to take payment through PayPal or Venmo?
Sure.
Yeah, it definitely doesn't hurt.
And you don't have to deal with cash. So if your buyer or seller will do that, 100%, I would recommend it.
Yeah. If like we've always stayed for like pickups, we've always stayed away from using PayPal and Venmo for the most part. Now, obviously, that's changed a little bit, but we have done it in the past too. But I make sure we verify the money is in the account already before we leave. So, and if you, right?
Yeah, of course.
So
just be smart with it. Yeah, when you're doing that, changing hands for local stuff. eBay's a little bit trickier. I mean, that's a whole nother.
You have to do a little bit more if you're doing a local pickup for that. But eBay, normal Facebook or whatever marketplace meetups, it should be fine. If they're sending it friends and family, and then you verify it's in your account before they leave, then you should be good.
Yep.
So
no, great question for sure.
Should we go up and through the
go through some questions?
Oh, okay.
And if you guys I saw somebody say, no, nothing's going out of my kitchen. Guys, you don't, listen. All we're trying to
she's using all this stuff.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. And that's okay. Don't worry about that. Go out in your garage, get some stuff out of your husband's garage and start selling that stuff. So
you want me to do that?
Yeah, no.
Don't start a fight.
Anyways, no, you know what I mean, guys. We're just talking about stuff that is not being used. And we have it in our house. I know tons and tons of people have that in their house as well. That's all we're trying to do is find some stuff that you can make money on right now that you don't need, that is not being used. Because everybody has that stuff in the house that you can do without because you're not using it. So that's all we're trying to say. And if you say I don't have that, and I mean I could give you tons of other ways to go find stuff right now. I mean, one thing that we do normal, and it has not slowed us down, is our walks. We walk downtown every single day, and we do a jog in the morning. We do that every single day, and there's stuff out at trash that people throw away. That is there's sometimes nothing wrong with this stuff. And I can't tell you how many thousands of dollars we've made from stuff. We're not trash pickers. That's not something that I drive out in my truck and I go looking for stuff.
But if we did,
we could make a lot of money.
But now we bring a can of Lysol with us.
Yeah, there you go. Bring your Lysol, spray it off, just to be safe on it. But you can go out and do that if you do not have anything in the house. Make a drive through your neighborhood. You're a couple neighborhoods over from you on the day before trash or trash day, and see if there's anything out there that might be good. Vacuum cleaners, battery chargers, anything like that people are cleaning out the garage and they're getting rid of. You can pick that stuff up. You can do minimal testing on it if you want to from YouTube. Find out if it's working by going onto YouTube. How do I test this? You can do all that kind of stuff just to be able to sell stuff, or just sell it as is. You can definitely do that as well, because stuff is worth money that people throw away, and it keeps it out of the landfill. So definitely there's other ways to make money. I mean, what we're trying to concentrate is the declutter, because we know people can do that, and there's a lot of people who have the stuff in their house that they can get rid of that they're not using.
Yeah. I was reading some of these.
Cool.
Angie said she's low on inventory, but just going to list the stuff that she's wanted to throw out in the move. Yeah, for sure.
Definitely. That's a great idea.
Listed. And I've been selling a lot. Sorry, when I click it, because I'm selling a lot of specialty food items like gluten-free pasta, soup mix, etc. Yeah, people, if they can't find them in the store, people get scared that they're not going to be there, or they're not going to go to the store and get them. So that's awesome.
Yep.
Makes sense. I'm not Robin Melissa, but the course is tremendously helpful. Thanks,
awesome.
Linda. Thanks so much. What kind of printer should I buy cheap?
We, believe it or not, we buy our stuff from the flea market. So we never go out and buy a new one. To be honest with you, I look on OfferUp, I look on Facebook Marketplace and find a cheap printer. I mean, ours is nothing special. The one I just pulled one out of the closet that I used to have when I worked for a report company years and years ago. That's a laser printer.
Because now it depends. So
for
much
the kids.
school papers.
Yeah, so that's why I'm trying to get the laser printer cranked back up. But we just use a regular, it's like an office jet, I think it is, Epson. Nothing spectacular. We got it from the flea market. So any
printer,
buy
them used. People go through printers, like an older printer or whatever. They don't use it anymore. They bought something new. They're gonna sell it for cheap. So
ours is all in one. It does copies. It does print. It does fax and all that kind of stuff. But it's not super expensive. Any of that stuff that you find, I recommend you find a deal. Don't go out and spend $100, $200 on one when you can get one, secondhand, one that might even just need ink cartridges or something like that, because they ran out of ink and went and got a new one. You get ink cartridges off of Amazon for $30. Right. That might be a great place to start if they're giving away. I saw one in the trash the other day when we were walking, that you can definitely grab stuff like that and just see if it works, if you can get ink cartridges, anything like that. So no, we're not picky with any of that. We try and save as much money as we can. That's what we recommend all of our Flipper U people do as well. We don't want people to go out and have to spend money if you don't have to.
Yeah. Sherry asked, how on earth did you ship that? I can't even lift it. I think you're talking about the NordicTrack or the bike, because she's the one who asked.
Yeah.
And if that's Sherry W, I'm pretty sure you're in our course too. So we just posted recently a video
for the
on NordicTrack.
Yep.
So
and we have videos on the Airdynes too, because I usually ship Airdynes on freight. For you guys that don't know us that well, we make the majority of our money on the larger items. We've transitioned over to larger items because there's a lot more money in the larger items. That's what usually makes that, and that makes us a little bit different than a lot of other flippers. We do less inventory with less items we have to sell, exactly, to be able to make a lot more money. So we've really specialized in being able to do the bigger items to make a lot more money. So yeah, the Airdyne, you have to ship that on a pallet. But as for NordicTrack, you can still ship that FedEx and UPS.
In a box.
In a box.
We've had 2 people do it this week.
We did.
I think, or 3. I think Angie posted one, and Joanne did one.
Brandon Brasher just did one.
So
2 of them. He just sold 2 of them and did it.
So in a box. So
yep.
So they go FedEx. Something else. How do you ship big items like a bike? Some of the bikes definitely, they all have to go.
No, some of them will fit in a box. Okay. You can take some portions of it off, and I have shipped Airdynes, those big Airdynes. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, it's a Schwinn. You can look at a picture. It's got like a fan in the front of it, handles that move back and forth, and then you pedal on a stationary bike, an upright bike. But those things sell really hot. I mean, you can look on eBay and see they're worth money. Last one I sold was probably $500, and I can pick them up locally for $25 because people just think they're old, vintage, and they're not worth money.
People like them.
That's it. They love them on eBay, and they will pay the money. Tons of people in our group have been buying them as well. Somebody just shipped one out last week too.
Yeah.
She showed us the pallet picture. So I have shipped them in a box before. It's very tight to get them into a box. So I started shipping them on a pallet, and that's how we do it. So if there's a will, there's a way, guys. We found out how to do stuff like that, and that's what we do, and that's how we make more money. So
that was the whole reason actually we started shipping freight, was because we
needed to make more money.
We needed to make more money, and we started with a furniture set that was not selling locally. And we had it listed for like $750, I think.
Yeah.
You got that. It was like a table, chairs, and like a fancy, what is that called?
Buffet.
Buffet. And it wasn't selling, and so you were like, okay, well, let me try eBay. I'll figure out how to ship it if it sells. And it sold for $22.50.
Yep.
And only in a couple weeks after. So it was on Facebook for like 2 months, I think.
And the buyer paid. It was either $400 or $500 for shipping.
Yeah.
Which allowed us to put more.
Figure it out.
Exactly. We figured it out. I think I paid a little bit more for that one. That whole set ended up costing me.
That was your first one.
Yeah, so. But I think it cost me around $350 to ship it. He paid $400 or $500, which it paid for my materials and stuff like that. But since then, we have honed in on freight shipping, where we can ship almost anything. The majority of normal household goods, stuff like that, from Florida to California for usually $100 to $200. So there is ways to do that kind of stuff. But like I said, we're not trying to dive into freight. We're not doing all that. No, you guys asking questions, but that's how we make the majority of our money, is through the larger items. So
I have stuff listed, but don't know what I'm doing wrong because it's not moving. How do I figure out where my issue is? Will that be covered? I mean, we can jump into that.
I'll answer it right now. Yeah, all of our stuff that we sell, we actually do the research before we buy it to figure out how much it's going to sell for. You just have to be competitive with what it's selling for. If you're listed on eBay, that's a very easy way to find that, is going into completed listings. You can check out what in the last 30, 60 days has sold. Check out those prices, your condition compared to those items that have sold, and you'll be able to get an accurate idea of what you can sell it for. The other thing you have to realize too is if they offered shipping. The items that did not offer shipping could have sold for more money if they would have offered shipping. If you're willing to offer shipping on your item, you can sell it for more money than the comps are listed on completed items on eBay. Now, if you're selling it locally, to be honest with you, if it's not selling locally, eBay's your answer. You really want to go to eBay and sell it on eBay because, like I said, you're reaching a lot more people on eBay who might be looking for that rather than your local market. So that would be my advice to you. Local's really hard because you don't Facebook Marketplace, offer up, let go. They don't have histories that you can actually go and see what something's sold for. You can see what people are asking for it, and if it does sell, and you were able to see it before it sold, then you might have an idea. But the majority of those, you kind of have to. It's whatever it's going for in your local market. So like I said, that's why we have eBay down to a science. We know how to navigate it. We know how to invest in stuff before we buy it. We know how to invest in it at the right price to be able to make money because we have an idea of what it will sell for just by doing comps.
But another thing too that can help with things moving is consistent listing.
Yes.
That we've found that over time and time again, if we list like 15 items one weekend and then don't list anything for a month, it'll sell maybe in the beginning and then it just kind of dies off. So you have even if it's better to do one listing per day for 15 days than 15 in one day.
Yeah.
So because they like that consistency.
The algorithms on eBay like that, and they like when you're using them to buy. So we switched over to buy a lot of stuff on Amazon when I need parts for the stuff that I'm working on. I use Amazon, but we still try to switch back and forth with eBay because eBay likes to see a user that is not only buying or not only selling, but buying on their platform. They're going to show your items more. So definitely you want to try and use eBay, like Melissa said, on a daily basis, a couple times a week if you can. Just they want to see an active user in there, and your items will sell quicker just by working the algorithms like that.
Right. Question: what are your thoughts about the basic eBay store offer going online right now? I don't really know.
Basic eBay store offer going
online. You might have to elaborate on that.
Yeah.
Like if the offer of them doing the eBay store for cheaper or free, or going online. You can elaborate on
eBay
that.
offers different users different specials.
Yeah.
Like for people who are seasoned or veteran flippers,
they don't get all the offers.
No,
that
we don't get the same
else
offers that the people who are just starting out get. You get a lot of breaks when you're starting out. They want to get you more active in eBay, so they're giving you more breaks. So whatever you're talking about, throw it in the question again or another comment, and we'll see if we can answer it better.
We do have a basic eBay store, and we didn't have a store for a long time because we don't sell a lot of volume, and it didn't really make sense.
Yeah.
But now it makes sense because they cap our fees at $350. So if we sell,
and it used to be $250.
It used to be $250, but if we sell anything over $3,500, we're capped at that fee. So we sell a couple things here and there, $5,000, $7,000.
Yeah.
And so we don't have to pay. We're saving hundreds of dollars, so it works for us, even though we don't do the high volume. But if you do high volume, it's usually worth it too. Because
they give you more listings to where you get to. I forget how many listings we get, up to like $200 or 200 listings a month. When you're doing higher volumes, they give you a lot more listings that you're able to do.
What about the vintage wood out blocks, adventure, classic figures? Different types.
Honestly, it goes back to eBay reaches so many more people than your local market. So it's going to be a lot easier to sell that kind of stuff on eBay.
The collectors go on eBay.
They do
all the time.
They do. The stuff that they are looking for, that's the platform to look for. It is on eBay. So any of that stuff, definitely I recommend eBay. But you can list it on local markets and see if it sells. Ask your price for it and then watch it. And you can also cross post. Throw it on. We throw stuff on eBay and throw it on Facebook Marketplace and offer up in all those places. Wherever it sells first, we pull it off the other venues. So you have that option as well.
Does this work for books?
100%. Yeah, books definitely. Some books are definitely more desirable than other books, but there is good money in books if you have that passion. I do not have that passion. There's
you
not.
Love books?
Yeah,
what?
But some books are ridiculous. I was looking up something today. What was I looking up? A pinball for Matt in our group. He was asking me about a pinball. I looked it up, and it was some kind of Space Odyssey. And I looked at some of the books that were titled Space Odyssey something, and they were selling for like $1,000. So if you know books are expensive, then you definitely can make money on books. I don't know that I don't know books that well, but if that's your industry, yes, eBay is the place to sell books. Local markets, maybe not so much because a lot of people pretty much in a local market give books away. And that's probably where you can get great inventories locally and then sell them on eBay.
You know what you're looking for too. So, and if you don't, you can always check the comps. But I mean, books would take longer to figure out. But if you have a passion for it, then it definitely is great.
Like I said, in our business, we don't gamble. We don't buy inventory unless we know what it's selling for. That before I buy anything, I check my comps on it. I want to look and see what it's selling for on eBay, what it has sold for, so I have a good idea of what I can get out of it. So that's the cool thing about eBay. It's not we're not, like I said, we're not gamblers. We're not just back in the day before the before we had smartphones and all that stuff. When I started eBay, you couldn't do that. You went to an auction, you had to buy something hoping that it was expensive, not knowing everything about it. When you got it home, you looked it up on eBay and hopefully you hit a home run, and hopefully, I mean, if you didn't, you kind of got screwed. But that's not the case anymore. Now you can do all the research before you buy something,
which is super nice.
Yes.
So you're not risking anything.
Yes.
Sneaker Deli also said Mercari is also booming for sure.
Yes.
So that's another one to.
Melissa just sold a stroller. The stroller she sold was on Mercari last night.
We don't have a lot of stuff listed on Mercari, but I want to start cross posting more stuff on there because they ship too, and they're growing too, and they're definitely, if they can keep up with it, they're going to grow through this for sure.
Yeah.
So this is definitely big for them.
Yep.
So yeah, definitely cross post on that. Pete said, Flea Market Flippers live. Hey, Pete. Are you buying new boxes?
Say it again?
Are you buying new boxes to ship? Like, do you buy new boxes?
We usually use Amazon boxes because we buy stuff from Amazon. And Melissa has Isogenics. What's that? Yeah, we use their boxes. So we reuse a lot of boxes. For larger items that I do not want to make a box for, yes, I will go to my local U-Haul store. U-Haul is where I buy a lot of stuff. There is another box place in Orlando that I used to use years and years ago called Boxes Etc. They have specialty boxes that's where I used to buy a lot of them. Now I just use our local U-Haul has so many different size boxes. I can make one of those fit. I can put a couple of them together if I have to. So when I do have to buy them, yes, I do. But the majority of the time, yeah, we always try and reuse like an Amazon box or something like that when we can do it. So
some of the big stuff you said,
yeah. I mean, when I'm doing like say I sell a cooktop, rather than messing with the other boxes and cutting them down, U-Haul has a lay down wardrobe box. Typically works good for a cooktop. That I'll throw that into a box and I'm able to ship it FedEx or UPS. So yeah, those kind of, it's much better. Plus our profits are ridiculous on those things. It's not going to kill me to pay $5 for a box. And packaging materials and stuff like that because I just made $300-500 on that item. I can go out a little bit of money to make sure it's safely going to get to the buyer.
And one thing to note about boxes is the thickness of them. So like there's single and double.
You gotta be careful. You can feel a box and know the difference. But there's single wall and a double wall.
Like when it's a sturdy box, and so you want to make sure you have that when you're shipping the large items, especially. So you don't want that single thin walled box. So
you want it packaged properly. You always want insurance. I mean, this is all stuff. We've learned throughout the years. This is why we teach this because we've learned the hard way. We're trying to help our students learn the easier way.
I have a used commercial bread warmer, 100 pounds. How would you ship that? Freight,
it depends on the size. I think you can still ship it. Yeah, I think you can. If it's 100 pounds, I'm not sure what FedEx
70.
might. What's that?
70.
Is it 70?
Yeah.
Well, that's for ground. That's for not ground, for home delivery. If it doesn't go home delivery, if it goes to and if it's commercial, it might go to a restaurant or something like that. It might be up to like 125 pounds. You have to double check. Typically something, if it is huge, then we throw it on a pallet and we ship it freight. If it's not, then I would ship it in a box if you can. So I'm trying to remember, we sold just recently that dough. Well, a couple months ago.
You did put it on a small pallet.
Yeah, I did put that on a pallet, and it wasn't huge, but it was too close to
close to the measurements.
Yeah, and if you're too close, it's always safer to go with a pallet versus a box.
Plus, freight shipping, they take care of the items a lot better.
Yeah, they do because it's all controlled.
Nobody touches it, so it's just a forklift. Lift it, put it there, and lift it back. So, how do we quote shipping for large items and to sell on eBay?
Quote shipping. How do you get a quote on shipping? UShip has changed the game really. And that's where I started, was on UShip, going on there and getting a quote from local freight companies. We've since honed it in a little bit more than that, but that is the best place to start for shipping because that's where a whole bunch of different companies will actually bid for your shipment, or they'll give you prices on the local companies to work with the freight.
So you can always put a freight, just flat like freight, and then figure out after. Like you don't have to have the actual number if you know it's going to be a freight shipment. If you're just talking about a large box, You can always do calculated shipping, and then if you're not sure, and then it'll give the person an idea of what it is.
That's what we recommend everybody doing when you're starting out and you don't know shipping that well. We either do flat rate freight, so I'll quote them a price on it, or we do free shipping on a lot of freight stuff too. So because I know, like I told you, I know I can ship something from Florida to California for $150, $200. Depending on the size, but if it's just a normal size item, I know I can do that. Just because I've done so many free shipments, I know what it's going to cost me to do it.
I just picked up an $8,000 China cabinet in mint condition for free. Awesome. How do I ship it if it sells? Definitely freight is going to be your way to go. So furniture goes freight really well. You just have to make sure that it's strapped to the pallet and taken care of well, but definitely freight.
Yep.
I haven't used eBay yet. Can you explain the fee structure?
Yeah, 10%. Whatever you sell an item for
the most part, 10%. Like, it's different for categories, but if you just overall expect 10%,
they'll run specials for different categories. Also, to sellers, you can whatever they run specials on, you can sell in that category for 30 days, and they'll give it a break on the selling fees. But if you just plan on 10%, then PayPal's another. Take the transaction for PayPal.
Almost 3%.
Yeah, so you're looking at about 13%. Now, a lot of people, that turns people off. Guess what? You're not going to reach the amount of people. Macari's getting closer, but you're not going to. And Macari's the same paint the structure, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you're not going to reach the amount of people that you can reach anywhere else. So, like I said, we're not making pennies on our flips. We're making $500, $1,000, $1,500, $2,000. We're making great money on our flips because we're doing the larger items. A 10% fee is not going to break the bank for us. We pay it because I can't sell that locally. If I try to list it locally, it's going to take me forever to be able to sell it versus getting it on eBay in front of a lot of people. So fees hold people up, but that's the price of doing business. So if you're doing it,
if you have the item and you buy it at the right price, it's definitely worth it to pay the fees to sell your stuff. So.
Exactly. If you're doing this for a living, like we invest in stuff, we buy stuff, and then we resell it. Now, if you paid top dollar for even that China cabinet, $8,000, you're going to get, maybe $3,000-$4,000 for that. It's going to suck to take that hit and then pay the fee on top of it. I totally get that, but that's not how we're doing business. We're buying stuff and then we're investing in it at a low price so we can make more money. The 13% doesn't hit us. It's part of doing, it's a cost of doing business.
Do you deliver your big stuff to the trucking company, or do they pick it up?
You can do it both ways. It costs you a little bit more to actually have them pick it up. There's all different ways you can do it. If you do not have a forklift, we have a forklift. If you don't have a forklift on the property, they'll charge you more money to bring a lift gate, which is on the back of the truck. They have a gate that comes down. They can pull a hand truck up to your property and do it. You can do it however you want to do it. You're going to pay more money if you do it that way. I personally drop our stuff off. I don't like to wait at my warehouse for somebody to show up to pick up something. So I drop it off at the local terminal. That's how I've been doing it for years.
So I got ahead of myself. Oh, man. Wow. Okay. Sorry. Let's see. For free
Jane said, do you include free shipping? Yes, we do free shipping on a lot of stuff. Scroll back up a little bit.
Jane, do you include free shipping on the
we do free shipping. I have a lot of my stuff listed right now with free shipping on freight stuff. Sometimes I do flat rate. I'll charge somebody $200 or $300 for shipping. It all just depends. It depends on what kind of mood I'm in when I list it. But we will. I've done free shipping on freight stuff many times.
Well, and we put it into the price so that we know what
I can expect. I know $150, $200 is what the freight's going to cost me. And then if I got to buy a pallet or build a pallet, buy the wood to build a pallet, I know all that stuff. So I know what it's roughly going to cost me to do it. So I can add it into the price and know I'm going to have to pay that out of pocket.
Amber said, for anyone hesitant about trying eBay shipping and sticking to local only, we used to be intimidated. Push past that fear. It's worth it. For sure.
For sure.
Yeah, totally worth it. And if you screw up the first couple, it's okay, especially if you're doing stuff from your house. Like if you're just getting started with this, that's the best way to start and the best way to screw up, because it's stuff you already own. It's going to be sitting in your house anyway. If you break even and make no money, then because of fees or shipping or whatever,
it's better to do that on something that you lost money on.
Exactly, than something big that you're trying to invest in. So get those under your belt and get them out of the way.
Believe it or not, guys, this is what we teach in Flipper University. This is the first thing that we tell people to do to understand and get the feel of eBay, is open an eBay account and use stuff in your house to sell. That's how we train people in the beginning of Flipper University. So yeah, you guys are getting this. We're, like I said, we're trying to help people. We want to get you guys some money made. So that's what we're trying to do is give you that information.
Jen was telling the other person not to buy a printer at all. 3 printers, all of them were 2 to 3 years old, get free on Craigslist. Yep.
There you go.
For sure. Oh, and Cindy said she loves selling used books. That's right. She does sell a lot of used books. She sells them on Amazon too. I haven't tried selling them on eBay yet.
Yeah,
so.
we don't know Amazon that well.
Yeah.
I know eBay, for what we do, eBay's where it's at.
Yeah.
But Amazon, yeah, if books work there, that's awesome. Good.
Yeah, that's how they started. How do you do your research on items to find their value?
Yeah, we kind of discussed that a little while ago, but it's completed listings on eBay. Like I said, we don't gamble on stuff. When I find something that I think might be worth money, I go onto eBay, I see what it's selling for, and I see what it's listed for. I reason it out and make an educated guess on what I'm buying it for. Typically what we are comfortable spending money on is $20 or $30. We don't go, I will spend $100, $200, $300 on items. Not very often do I do that unless I know my return is, $3,000, $2,000 in that price range. I have to know my money's there before I'm going to spend a couple $100s on something. Typically a $20 to $30 item. Well, take for example, the stroller we just sold last night, we paid $25 for it. How much did you sell it for? $110. Once she sold it for $110. And the exercise thing that I sold, I paid $5 for it, and we sold it for $350. Yeah. And I think it did free shipping on that as well, but it'll cost me 15, 20 bucks. Yeah, 15, 20 bucks in shipping, and it'll go FedEx.
I'm sure it'll be more, but I charged a little bit.
Yeah, shipping, yeah. So you charge shipping on yours, and I did not. So that just gives you an idea. Like our normal where we like to be at is 5, 10, 15 in that range, lower on the items that we don't like to have a ton of money invested in the inventory. But that's like I said, that's our comfort zone. That's what we look for, is the items like that. And then do your comps, check your comps. It's just like if you're in real estate, when you're selling a house, you don't just go out there and sell a house for whatever you think it's worth. You have to do the comps and figure out what it's selling for a square footage in that neighborhood. Ours is the same way. We go and look at what it's sold for, have a good idea. If they included shipping in it, or if they did local pickup, that changes comps a lot. You have to take that into consideration when you're pricing your item. So, but it's all just doing comps on eBay, because eBay will give you the information of sold items and items that are actively listed. So
Sneaker Deli said, smash that like button. Awesome. If you're watching on YouTube, we'd love that like button. We're trying to do more on YouTube.
We are.
So,
this is a year. We want to do more videos, do more trainings and all that. So
so we're excited to be on YouTube and Facebook right now.
Yep.
No one's going to buy anything coming from a New York address right now, are they? I live way far from the city, but still.
Last week I sold, I think, 2 things that went to New York, from us to New York. So
you can put in your listings, has been sanitized, has been properly or whatever, and people are doing that, and that will help. Say like, we took these precautions, took these steps to whatever, sanitize, Lysol the thing down. Like, I don't think it would. I honestly, when I look at stuff, I don't even look where it's coming from. I look at the price. I look when it's going to get here. Like, is it going to take 3 days or 3 weeks? Like, that matters to me.
Yeah.
And the price. So I don't ever really look for.
But if you are buying something used and you're worried about that kind of stuff, definitely. Can of Lysol, spray that sucker
just
down.
Say properly sanitized before. I think that can help.
Yeah.
So, go through it. So back to the pricing. So just add 13% to your selling price. Pretty much.
You just have to calculate. Like I was telling you, we don't. We're not making pennies on our items. We don't buy the items that we're going to make $5 or $10 on. We want to make $100, $200, $500, $1,000 on those items. So yeah, a little 13% fee for the amount that we're able to make on the item is not that big of a deal. So yeah, you have to calculate that into what you're doing. That's where, to me, it doesn't make sense to do those lower items that some resellers do, to where they're making $10 on an item. You're losing money on fees, and then you're making $10 and you're spending time boxing an item up. You're spending all this time for a $10 profit, when all you have to do is spend the same amount of time for a $1,000 profit or a $500 profit. Just like that bike thing that we did, we paid $5 for it. I'll have a total of probably, all said and done, less than an hour into that to make $350. Minus our fee. I didn't take the fee out of that. So you're looking at $35 on the fee, and the shipping, maybe another $15. So still, you're looking roughly at a $300 profit for less than an hour worth of time to make an item. Those are the kind of items that we like, versus that same time spent, because you got to do the same process for a little item. Exactly. Everything is the same for that item to make a $10 profit. Well, shipping is still not that big of a deal. You're still, one you're wrapping in bubbles. You're throwing it into a box. You sell a pair of shoes that you're only making $10 on. You sell a knick-knack that you're only making $10.
The higher brand.
Exactly.
The higher the higher value items makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, yeah. That's our business model. We have 3 kids. We have 3 young kids. I mean, our family is everything to us. So that's what our business model is. We've hunted. We've really honed in on creating this awesome business model that we have, and that's what works for us. You guys might be different. You might have an end with small things that you can make sell 1,000 small things in a month and make the same kind of money that we're making. That's awesome. I mean, if you have a system made like that, we're not. Listen, resellers are awesome. It is some work to resell, so we're not dissing anybody. Whatever works for you, that's great. This is what works for us, and we resonate with a lot of people that way too. They understand that, so that's pretty much what we do.
And a lot of times too, like as far as like if you add the percentage in, so say I'm gonna have a stroller listed on eBay for $500 or $450. I might list that same stroller on Facebook for
take the fees out.
Yeah, I would take it out, like maybe take out $50, $75 and list it for that. So then, and then I can even go down from there if I need to. Yeah. So I kind of know where I can price that.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Both, so
exactly. We do like if we do list something on eBay versus Facebook Marketplace, we'll deduct price, on a $400 or $500 item, we'll deduct $100 on it because we know that's what it's going to cost us to ship and fees and all that kind of stuff. So right out of the get go, that. Yeah. So just price accordingly for that.
Yeah. Sorry, I don't know if you talked about this. Do you get a faster sale using free shipping or having them pay?
I think eBay, both. Algorithms, I think they like the free shipping, but we do both. So
we play around with both. So we're like, I tend to charge more for shipping. He does more free shipping. So but we do both. Do you know the size and weight of the item of your listing?
What we recommend people starting out to know the size of the box that it's going to go in and the weight, because that way you can do calculated shipping on eBay. So we do recommend people doing that starting out. I don't need to know that because I have a good idea when I'm shipping something what it's going to cost me. I know the average of what it's going to cost me. Once you do enough,
then you can know about what it's going to cost to ship.
We've shipped thousands of items.
We kind of average from us to Washington State because that's the farthest you could really go in the state. So so that is what we kind of average for. If we do add
but shipping. The easy way is to actually let eBay do the calculated for you. So you have the size of the box and the weight. You put that into the calculated shipping when you're filling out your item to list your item. eBay will calculate all that for the buyer, and then you won't have to pay money for shipping.
What are you using to get closed captions? We have closed captions. Wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so it's a new software that we're trying. So
yes, that's awesome. We're using StreamYard, so I don't know. Awesome. What do you think about? We're almost done with these, and we'll wrap it up, guys. What do you think about selling things like a Barbie airplane? And that could be a collector item. Like, you never know. Look up the comps, and also starting out with some smaller stuff is a great way to build up your feedback. Yep. So if you're just starting out on eBay, get the stuff out of the house. Get it sold. Get the feedback, because that will help you sell the higher price items later on. You can't just jump on eBay, sell something for $500 with no feedback. Yeah. That's another thing when I'm a buyer, I'm going to look for it. I'm going to look for the seller's feedback and see, are they reputable? So it's huge. So
it helps a lot for sure.
Yeah. Are you still reading some?
No.
Okay. I think we're caught up. So,
Awesome. Then we'll wrap it up, guys. Like I said, we'll recap what we want you to do this week. Pick 5 things out of the house, the garage, the attic even. Stuff that's been in the attic that you guys know you do not need. I mean, we had baby saucers and swings and stuff like that we threw in the attic. We're done having kids, so those 3 kids, that's all we're having. We can get rid of that stuff. You guys might be in the same boat. Some of that stuff might went in the attic years ago, and you're like, wow, I got some stuff up there I can make some money on. Awesome. We want you to pick 5 things out this week. Get them ready to sell. We want you to clean them up, get some great pictures, clean background, no clutter, preferably no animals in the pictures. People don't usually like animals, but just nice, clean pictures, and then get them ready to sell for whatever you're going to do. eBay, OfferUp, Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, whatever you want to do, get them ready for that. We'll dive in a little bit deeper next week into cleaning up and pictures and stuff like that. So we'll definitely do that.
Yeah, so find 5 things to list. And when you're talking about baby stuff, I keep thinking of strollers. So if you have high-end strollers, one quick little point to make about those is like people are like, okay, well, I have this, $50 stroller. Can I sell it on eBay? That's not really going to be a stroller that sells well on eBay. So that would be a local pickup.
Yep.
Like you can't.
But it's still good. You can still make money.
It's not worth the shipping to pay. But so that's where you have to find the fine line. It has to be like a higher end. It has to be worth the shipping.
Yep.
To sell it on eBay. So.
And typically, like the strollers that we sell on eBay, they're retailing anywhere. Usually $500 is the lowest. that we will sell a stroller on the retail end of it.
So we're selling it for like $250, $300.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it go all the way up to like $1,500. Some strollers are ridiculous. We find some great deals on some of those strollers. Those are the ones that are worth it because it's worth it for you to be able to ship that stroller for $35, $50, sometimes even $70, depending on the size of it. It's worth it for the buyer to do that because they're getting that much of a discount from buying at retail. So yeah, those are definitely things.
$1,000 stroller and they can get it for $500.
Yeah.
I mean, people will do that.
Yep,
sure.
that's just some of the stuff you have to take into account when you're actually selling on eBay.
Yeah.
So
awesome.
Cool.
All right. Well, I'm glad this worked. Sorry
Yeah.
we were a little bit late again tonight. But yeah, we'll get this emailed out after the replay for everybody, and we can't wait. So it's gonna be a fun 30 days.
We will see you again next week. We'll do another training next week and keep moving forward. But like I said, guys, any questions you guys have, please send us messages.
Put them in the comments too. We'll come back to answer those too.
Yeah.
If you're watching the replay of this, put them in the comments and we'll answer them.
And we'll get back to you guys. Like I said, our goal is here to help you guys make some money. That's what we're trying to do for the next 30 days. We feel, like I said, we have family, we have friends who've lost their jobs. That's what we're trying to do is be able to give you some tools to make some money right now. So
yeah.
All right.
Awesome, guys.
Are we set?
Yeah, I think so.
Cool. You guys rock. We will see you next week. Have a great week.
Yeah, I'm going to try to end this, so we're going to see if it ends right. All right. You guys are awesome.
Stay safe and healthy.
Yes, safe and healthy. Use that Lysol.
See ya!
Bye.